rather than just the shelf. Go ahead and sit that on there. Give him a chance, he's like checking it out. What do you think? Ooh, neat.
Setting boundaries.
Yes. That's true. You do such a good job. Mm-hmm. Oh. Good. Let's try this. So there's the introduction to the glove, and it's not that we don't want him to get on glove every time he sees a glove, because that's going to be often. So it's the presenting of the glove, and then step up, and when we want him to actually get on glove is when we hold the glove slightly higher than his, like he's perched here. This is not step up. Step up is a little higher, so he actually step up to separate when it's just a glove in the vicinity compared to when we want him to actually get on. So this is like, it wasn't even for the food, it's for the spring, yeah. Which we would want to avoid that. Or
so it's something we would want to do too if you're going from one glove to another glove?
Yes. So when Citan is looking to do something, he is choosing to engage in training activity, so we keep up with it until he says I'm done and walks away. So on that perch is great. But would you get the scale, please, and set it right over to our left of that. And then go ahead and cue this, well, turn it on first. I'll try to keep his attention. Then when that hits 0, go ahead and cue it.
Scale? Scale?
And give him a moment to get there.
Scale?
Good, Citan. What is it? We're at 664-ish. Cool. Thank you. So like that's perfect. The scale is in action for Citan's welfare, not for play, not for training at a presentation. but for health purposes, and then it's the beginning of like cueing to a glove or a perch or a box, so that he gets used to that it's okay that we say something and it goes, or he goes. So if we want to continue feeding Citan, it might be best to do it like on this thing, the thing that'll be part of other. This, because this isn't like welfare.
Right.
This is, I guess it's social welfare. That's physical welfare. Hey.
He's so busy.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how many people with Harris's hawks have one, or do they always get more? I've never looked up anything like that.
Well, falconers, they didn't only have one.
And how long does she have that bird for?
Not forever.
I kind of got a kick out of that. It kept flying to the desert museum, or they did more than once. I don't know how many times. I wonder how many times they move the same stick. I don't know how many volunteers are doing this, and I think all of us that want to spend a little time here to do some stick building. We don't get this all year long. This is a now kind of thing, and this would be great true enrichment for Citan. There's a really good comment that I heard from one of these people. They're saying enrichment is only enrichment when it benefits the bird's environment. Because we can say, oh, we're doing enrichment by putting this in the mew, but the bird never uses it, and it's not enrichment. Sit down. Step up. We wanted to squat on the glove, and that's not going to happen. I will always turn my wrist for that. So he's got to understand that the action of Citan getting on the glove is standing, not mating. Huh? See, that is not desired. See him eyeing my arm like. Did I get on the arm or did I get on the perch? The perch. Perch. Step up. And the other thing about getting on glove, they're saying, is once you get the bird comfortable on glove, then you start doing physical inspections while on glove. Check out the wings, check out the feet, and then once this is done, then you can go back. And so it becomes introduction to the touch, being that the bird can still leave whenever it wants to. It's not a grab, turn upside down, cover its head, and do whatever we want. Because this is not an emergency inspection, this is maintenance. Step up. I don't know how to stop that yet. Follow your instinct on that one. And no one wanted getting on gloves.
Invited.
That's the thing about, Howard was saying, well, it never hurts me when he does that. I go, that's, yeah, right. But if we're at a presentation and the little kid comes up with gloves on, but what's Citan thinking glove? And it's all that is. It's not danger, it's just that it shouldn't be. Hi, Citan.
Going to the scale again?
That's what you're doing, and I'm going to do it. What? Wow. You know, because your elbows are like wings doing that. This thing.
Interesting.
Whoa. See, even the presentation, when we bring in these objects, we have to come in at a speed that's not an attack speed.
Right.
It's oh no, we're not pushing this on you. Big mouse? Fine. I didn't even look at the weight.
I think you said 664.
But that was at the beginning. But
Oh,
now,
right.
this is what happens. I get involved with his behavior, my behavior, what's happening. It's like, what did he weigh? I don't know. We got on the scale.
Okay. What's there?
It'd be nice if that had a voice.
Yeah.
Hey. When the sun heats up this roof, this really gets ticking. And he and I were here late on last Sunday, and we were both looking up at it. He's like, dude, you gotta do something about the ticking roof. Well, Citan is still involved in nesting stuff. Was this what we just did? Was this instructional or beneficial or anything?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool. So, whatever we did here, do this with your shift and use your judgment. Like if you walk in the door with this thing and Citan goes, ah, and runs away, set it down. Do the scale first, do the glove first. The glove, what we're trying to do is I have a tendency to have my, whatever that part of my hand is up, back of my hand up. But everyone says this should have this, so if Citan wants to grab onto your thumb, being that he's not trying to kill you or hurt you, this should be a great place to stand. But I have a habit of this, so I'm working on this. Jinx is actually doing this. So she's working on that too. But, so we have glove, and let's pretend Citan is here. So what we'd like to do is present the glove, and you're going to have to watch the bird in you as to how long that can stand there before he wants to step up without the cue. Good job. So then we go, step up. And it should be that motion to give Citan the idea that we have intent. It's not a slow bringing it to him, because then he's like, when do you want me on there? And it's also not a rush. But then, step up. Let's say that we go here and say, well, we're here. Like introduction, quick pause, step up. Higher than its feet, step up. Citan does not step up. Do not maintain your hand standing there for extended length of time to take it away. That was not, we're not sitting there and just waiting for you to get
that
it.
as a cue.
Yes. Do you want a glove? A glove. A mouse? Here you go. So it's like step up. If he doesn't step up, use your judgment. It's for us, like, is he temporarily distracted? Is he considering it, or it's not happening? When it's not happening, we remove it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe like 5 to 8 seconds, and then beyond that, it's too long. It's not a cue at that point. It's just us waiting. So because he does it, we're looking for quickness.
Yeah.
But yeah, this, the first cue is the scratch. Second cue would be scratch and saying perch. Third cue is scratch, perch with a lure. But he's really getting past the lures.
He is good.
Yeah. So now it's no longer a lure, and the lure is never designed to stay there for the duration of our interaction with the bird. It's just the lure. The reward is always a constant. There's always a reward for agreeable stuff. Yeah. Okay. The other thing I'm not so sure about is they say that the bird ends the training session. There's something called a jackpot that they're referring to when trainers will come, get on the scale, get on the perch, get on the glove. All three things are done, success, dump the food and walk away. But the bird's still sitting there going, well, I still wanted to do this. It was actually a mistake to dump all the food, because now we will be training the bird, reinforcing the behavior to do 1, 2, 3, then I get a lot of food, and they leave. Okay, I may learn to quit after those first few things and not listen 20 minutes later. So we keep going until the bird says, got it, kind of thing. That they decide the end of the session within reason. And then, like, see, I'm trying to determine whether this is end of session. I think it is, because he's going into private nest mode. So then, say, yep, you can have your own space and time now. And then we go. Yeah, go ahead and take that. I'll take these.
Really interested in that.
Yeah, when I first brought that in, I saw it over at the other place. I thought, Citan should be okay with that. And then he was. He got on real quickly. See ya. So yeah, for your shifts, we now have scale. We have this mobile perch. Target, I guess you can call it the target perch. I'm not sure what to call that. And then glove. Yeah, there's it's an immediate. You can learn it on your own if you want to. I built that thing. I took it in to show him down at the 16 foot, and it's the devil to him. Immediately flapping wings and trying to get away, and so I thought, now Oliver is not really opposed to that stick thing any differently than he's opposed to all the other stuff.
Would you? Sure.
Oh good, he's still tearing apart the mice.